Right, I lost the battery then, so I've moved it a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this side bracket on. Now I need to move the engine again here, and hopefully I'll be able to do it. A little bit of wood just to now then, get this bolt in and start doing a bit of, find my spanner as well. Right, look in the back of here and see how far I need to pull the engine and stuff back. Just need to tweak this a little bit so it's a bit better lined up with the bush. Right, so now I've got that bracket sort of on. I'm not tightening it up yet, I'm just getting it so it's a bit straighter. So what I need to do now is just jack this gearbox up again. Right, while that's loose, I'll just wind this bottom nut in a bit more. Bolt, sorry, just so it's not touching the exhaust, but I also want it so it's not because we seem to have just blinded myself with torch. Right, I just need to move this backwards a touch. So I'll do that from this side. Well, what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to manoeuvre the bush so it sits inside this bracket, and I mean it's a fraction off, but I don't want to force. The last thing you want to be doing with this is forcing anything in, because obviously put it under force, you've got an alignment issue straight away. And I wish the wind would fuck off. Blowing bits and pieces all over me. Two off this side. So I'm just on the sort out here of nuts and bolts and stuff. And then that can fuck off over there out my face. Right. We're a fraction off, and keep it, as I say, keep an eye on this bush. Sorry, on the nut, on the recess in the bush, because you want it to line up with the sticky out bit on the, and as you can see there, that's just fallen into place. Just wind this in a bit and double check everything. As you go, keep checking that you're not pulling anything out of line, and that I'll try and get you in there in a minute, just making sure now it's fouling on anything. And all I'm doing is I'm winding these bolts in just till the nip. I'm not tightening them up as such. Right, that's just nipped there. And that's just nipped there, so it's not 100% tight, but it's in. And I'm going to lift it off here and see if I can get a light, shine a light into the top of here. Right, I don't know if you can see there. Now I'm zooming in so I can fucking see if I'm looking at the right fucking bit here. Tiny little screen I'm looking in. Right there, see that? The sticky out bits in the bush properly. I don't know how well that's going to show up, but that's this side on. I can push just to double check everything's pushed home, because obviously the other side could push out at the minute. So I'm just going to push it back in. And it's still, looking at the hole up here, it still needs to come back just a touch. Which is awesome. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to manoeuvre you to the other side and get you set up on the other side, and we're going to do the similar thing on the other side. So I'll knock you off for now, I'll be back in a minute. One thing before I move you to the other side, if I can, I'll try and get the light on it as well. That might be the best. As you can see in there, come back out of there. You can see that the shaft is, there's a step on the shaft and it's got to be sat right in the centre of the bush of the isolator, rubber mount, whatever you want to call it. So just make sure that that is in the centre of the bush before you continue on. Right, I'll knock you off again. Right, due to lack of space around here I couldn't get the tripod in and the exhaust. I'd have to have the tripod this side, where I'm at, so you could see in, but then I'll be blocking your view. I couldn't put the tripod on the other side because you can see now because of that. Then it won't go down low enough. So I'm going to try and do some bits on here. If I'm blocking your view, I'm just going to knock you off, because at the end of the day all I'm going to do on this side is exactly the same as what I've just done on the other side. Put the bush in, the isolator, the new one, get it lined up, and obviously I need to lift the gearbox up. So I think what I'll do, I'll just knock it off. I'll go around, jack my gearbox up. I'll get this side so it's on, and then I'll come back. Because basically, by the time I'm in here, you're not going to see anything anyway. So I'll just knock you off for now. I'll be back soon. Right, I've got the bush in. So, sorry, I jacked the gearbox up a bit, like I said I was gonna. Got the bush in, and as you can see there, it's centred in the middle on the shaft. And what I'm going to do, and I thought I'd come back and show you this, I'm going to put the washers, spacers, on both sides. They're a pain in the ass to get on them. Better with a little screwdriver. I ain't got one handy. So yeah, I'm going to put them on. If I can. For some reason it doesn't want to play ball. Get on there, you fucking ass. And then I'm going to put the nut on. Probably better. I'll push it into place anyways. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to nip. I'm not going to nip it up. I'm just going to wind it in till it's just touching, but you can still move this around like that, so that I can line it up with the bracket. So I just thought I'd show you that and tell you what I'm on with, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, I've put these on. They're nipped them up, but enough that they can't move backwards and forwards, if you know what I mean, but I can still turn it so I can get it aligned properly with its bracket. Once I've got the bracket on, then obviously these will get torqued up to spec. But I just need to I think I need to jack it up a touch, and it needs to go back a touch so that everything will line up, just looking at where it's at the minute. So, right, just bring you up to date so far. I'll be back in a minute. Right, as you can see there, I've got the bracket on, and that's nipped up the same as the other side is. So what we'll do now is we'll start tightening stuff up properly on this lot, and I'll set you back up on the tripod on the other side. So I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm going to torque the pivot shaft up first. So I've set the torque wrench to 45 foot-pound. Turn this screen around. So I'm going to tighten. Get this ratchet off the other side. Oh. And torque this side as well, just to be sure. Alright, I'm back in a minute. Right, back again, just had a visitor again. Right, so I've just torqued these up and to 45 foot-pound, that is, and I'm going to alter the, actually I need to get the right size socket as well, because that's just not the right size. I'm going to torque the bracket bolts up. Now, if I can find me the correct socket, I'm sure I had it before, I'll adjust my torque wrench while I'm on with it. Right, the torque setting for these 42 foot-pound. So I'll just set that. And then I'll find the socket. Oh. That's right. Sure, I just had it before. That'll do. Oh. Right, the bottom one I'll just get tight by hand on that side, but on this side I'll do them both. Right. Right, now when you've done all that, torque them up, fair enough that one I've just got hand tight, tight with the spanner. you got to just make sure that your swing arm still moves freely, so that it isn't binding, which obviously mine isn't. So for now, that's it. I think I'll see what time it is. I might put this back wheel back together, ready to go in. Right, I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm going to put the back wheel back together. I'll start with the pulley, purely because it's the same size bolts that I've just torqued up on them brackets, which is, just for anyone curious, I can't even see the fucking thing. I'll figure it out. Right, but anyways, 65 foot-pound these get torqued up to. So do it in 2 stages. I'll just wind it up to a loop 55 to start with. Let's put that on there. Get the sprocket or the pulley. Now I've got new bolts for these. I can find a couple of these. Huh. Interesting. They're not actually bolts, the new ones are Allen keys. So I shall get the correct size Allen key. Right, I'll get some Loctite. Just blue Loctite on these. A little touch. easier with a longer bar. A little bit tight these. I'll just get them down to right. Right, I'll wind them up to 65 now. Right, that's that on. Flip it over and we'll put a disc on it. And it's the same thing, I bought new disc bolts as well. So I might as well get them out first. Fucking hate these fucking shrink wrap fucking shite. Right, I'll get the correct Allen key for them. Alter the torque wrench. In fact, I'll put fucking disc on first and I've got somewhere to put stuff. £45 foot-pound for disc bolts, but I'll take them down. I'll do it same as like what I did on the pulley. I'll take them down to 30 first. 35, sorry. Should be locked tight. So I'll drop. Up to 45. Well, I don't reckon much of these fucking things. Well, you have to turn the back off. She's obviously fucking churning up the head. Don't like them ones at all. It's just turning in the fucking head, that. Nip that one up. So, new sprocket bolts, pulley bolts, sorry, new disc, shit disc bolts. I mean they're in specification for torque, you know, so they're fine, but I will replace these. I'll get a better set. Quite surprised at how poor they are, really. But yeah, that's it for now. What we'll do is we'll start getting sorted to put the back wheel back in, and we'll go from there. Right, so that's it for now. Back soon.